Giants fans, we are 5 days away from the Week 1 matchup of Giants-Titans. And if you want the New York Football Giants to come out of Week 1 with a W, like this video right now. I'm not saying if you like this video, it's guaranteed for the Giants to win, but you don't want to be that guy that wakes up Monday morning like, if I just would have liked that stupid kid's YouTube video, the Giants would have won the game. So like this video if you want the Giants to win. You are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We have a loaded show today as we inch closer and closer to kick off this weekend. We got 5 big topics on today's show. We're going to break down Leonard Williams and his contract restructure and how that affects the salary cap now and going forward. We have an Azeez Ojulari and Kayvon Thibdoeaux injury update. The Giants, they also cut one player. We'll talk about him later on. They also released their unofficial depth charts heading into Week 1. A surprise start at left guard and inside linebacker. We'll go through all the depth charts to end today's show. And also we'll take an updated look at the practice squad as the Giants, they've been shuffling the practice squad very often so far. So we're going to break all this down on today's show. But let's start with the news of the day. Leonard Williams, you woke up to it this morning. The Giants have converted nearly $18 million of the defensive lineman Leonard Williams' base salary into a signing bonus while adding a void year, which creates nearly $12 million in cap space for this upcoming season. The Giants, they were about $6 million over the salary cap yesterday. You woke up this morning, and now they're at about $5 million in available cap space. Another move is probably going to have to come for the Giants to stay flexible throughout the season, barring an injury, a trade. You want to have about $10 million of buffer zone of cap space as you go into the season. We'll break down the exact financials of Leonard Williams' contract in a second, but there is only one man to blame with this, and that is Dave Gettleman. So I want everyone just to type thanks, DG, in the comments section, because we wouldn't be where we are today without the war criminal Dave Gettleman. Type thanks, DG, in the comments section. This is what Leonard Williams' contract looks like right now. $15 million this upcoming season in 2022, as well as $32 million in 2023. That's a large number. That is the 13th highest cap hit in the NFL and the 4th highest among non-quarterbacks. There's a couple of ways to think about that. Some of that money was pushed from this year to that year. At the end of the day, it's a lot of money. And the Giants, they're kind of stuck with Leonard Williams right now. And that's not a bad thing, because Leonard Williams is a damn good football player. But $32 million for anyone not named Aaron Donald or a quarterback, that's pretty rich in my opinion. Dan Duggan broke it down, and he said, pre-restructure, the Giants would have created $18 million in cap savings with about an $8.3 million dead cap hit if the Giants cut Leonard Williams next offseason. Now, it's $12 million of cap savings with $20 million of dead money if the Giants cut him after the season. So pretty much the Giants, they are not going to be cutting Leonard Williams after this season. This contract restructure pretty much puts an end on that idea. It's a lot of money for a guy like Leonard Williams, but he's had huge and monster seasons in the NFL before. Go back to 2020 when he had 11.5 sacks, 16 tackles for loss, and 30 QB hits. If you get that, Leonard Williams, it's honestly almost worth every single penny. But he's got to get back to that player. Last year, he was solid. A career-high 82 tackles with 6.5 sacks and 5 tackles for loss to go along with 14 QB hits. But we need to see that 2020 Leonard Williams. And I think alongside guys like Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, and Kayvon Thibdoeaux, you could get the best Leonard Williams this year. And I want to ask you this question, because I might go with 99, but if I had to say today, I would say 51. But I want to take the pulse of all the real ones watching this video right now. Who do you think has the most sacks this upcoming season? Type 99 for Leonard Williams, type 51 for Azeez Ojulari, or you can type 5 for the rookie Kayvon Thibdoeaux. Remember, guys, we're going to be live on the channel this Sunday, 15 minutes before game time, and we're going to be live for the entire game, a watch party, play-by-play, audience interaction. We'll be throwing back some cold ones, taking some shots. It's going to be a party. So subscribe to Giants Now. Help us get to 12,000 subscribers. We're doing it for you, Davis Webb. And join us this Sunday at about 4:10 p.m. Eastern Time for a watch party. Giants, Titans. Let's ride. We do have an injury update to get to. Brian Daboll said that Kayvon Thibdoeaux and Azeez Ojulari are expected to practice today, and they did practice. Kind of a lighter workload. Kayvon Thibdoeaux spoke to the media after practice and said he's still day to day. Didn't say he'd play, didn't say he wouldn't play. But if I had to predict it today on, what's today? Tuesday of game week, I would say Azeez Ojulari is in. I think he'll play this weekend, but I think Kayvon Thibdoeaux is most likely out. If Thibodeaux's not 90, 95%, 100% healthy, there's no reason, in my opinion, to rush him and put him out there. He's got a long career ahead of him. Make sure he's 100% before he gets back on the gridiron wearing big blue. But Azeez Ojulari, I think he'll be out there, and I'm expecting a big season for the sophomore edge rusher out of Georgia. Last year as a rookie, one of the most under-talked about and least appreciated rookies, in my opinion. 8 sacks as a rookie, 8 tackles for loss, about 50 tackles, and a forced fumble. Giants are going to have a big year from number 51, and he's got some talent now alongside him on the defensive line depth chart. The official Giants, or unofficial but official, the Giants released it. This is what their defensive line depth chart looked like when the Giants put out their unofficial depth chart today. They had Kayvon Thibdoeaux at the rush spot. These are their words, not mine. Leonard Williams at defensive tackle. Dexter Lawrence at the nose, Azeez Ojulari at the end, with O'Shane Ximines, Jihad Ward, Ellis, DJ Davidson, Tommen Fox, and Nick Williams coming off the bench. Look, these guys, the big guys up front, they're going to have a tough game coming up this week. Not only are they going to have to go up against Derrick Henry, but it looks like it could be a rainy and a wet field in Tennessee. And that is the perfect environment for a guy like Derrick Henry. Tom Rock of Newsday said the Giants will practice outside on a soggy field in rainy conditions today. Why? Because Brian Daboll says there is a 60% chance of rain in Nashville on Sunday. And look, it's raining. They are going to be running the ball very much so with Derrick Henry. I could see Henry having about 30 carries come this Sunday. A rainy field. The Giants weren't that good at stopping the run last year, and Derrick Henry's one of the best at running the football. Last year, only 219 carries, missed a good chunk of the season due to injury, but he still almost had 1,000 yards, and he had 10 touchdowns. This guy is one of the best running backs we've seen in a long time. The 2020 stat line is just ridiculous. 378 carries, north of 2,000 yards, 5.4 yards per touch, and 17 tutties. So I want to play a little game of over and under, speaking of Derrick Henry and the sloppy field conditions. 100 yards on the ground for Derrick Henry this Sunday against the Giants. Let me know what you think. Over, under, type O for over, type U for under. Sound off in the comments right now. You can bet on that, or you could bet on the Giants. If you think they're going to win on the money line, you can do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Go to chatsports.com/bet and make sure you use that promo code chat125, because when you do that and you put $100 into your account, they'll match it with a free $125. So you'll have $225 in your account to bet with on Sunday. Bet on the Giants, bet on the Titans. Do what you do, but do it with our proud sportsbook partner, BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code chat125. The Giants, they released their unofficial depth charts heading into week 1, so we're going to roll through all the positions here pretty quickly. 2 QBs on the roster. DJ's QB1 and Tyrod Taylor is QB2. That brings us to the running back position. 4 guys on the roster. You got Barkley, Breida, Gary Brightwell, and Antonio Williams. I'm expecting a big game from Saquon, just like Derrick Henry. If the Giants are going to have to run the football a lot, I think they're going to be a very good running football team this year, good offensive line, and a creative run scheme behind Daboll and Kafka. The wide receivers on the depth chart. You got Galladay, Shepard, Tony Robinson, and you got Richie James, David Sills, and Darius Slayton coming off as your reserves, your full 7 receivers. Darius Slayton was exempt from practice today, and he's the only wide receiver that's been running with the 3rd offense. Maybe a transaction involving Slayton comes soon. The tight end room, you got two guys, but I'm going to call it three. The Giants, they have Chris Myriak listed as a fullback, but he's really a tight end. You got the rookie Daniel Bellinger, Chris Myriak, Tanner Hudson. I'm intrigued to see what Bellinger can do this season coming up for the Giants as a rookie. The offensive line, we had a question mark of who the starting left guard was going to be week one with Shane Lemieux on short-term IR, and it sounds like it's going to be Ben Bredeson. He was with the Giants last year. A preseason trade went down, and now he's slotted to be the starting left guard. I liked how he looked early on in the preseason before he got hurt, but now he's going to have to put his feet to the fire and really produce on a pretty good Giants offensive line. Thomas, Feliciano, Glowinski, and Evan Neal are all solid. We showed you the defensive line depth chart a second ago, but this is what it looks like. Kayvon Thibdoeaux, Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Azeez Ojulari, followed by Zimenez, Ward, Williams, Ellis, Davidson, and the undrafted free agent Tom and Fox. A change in the inside linebacker room. After Blake Martinez was cut, a lot of people wondered, would it be Micah McFadden? Would it be Carter Coughlin? Would it be Cam Brown? Nope. It's going to be the preseason turnover creating machine, Austin Calitro, as the Giants starting inside linebacker, a guy that I didn't think had a chance to make this roster. Now he's starting week one. He played good in the preseason. He earned it. That brings us to the cornerback depth chart. You got Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson, Darnay Holmes, and you got Cordell Flott, along with Lane McLeod and Rodarius Williams starting the season on injured reserve. The Giants, they only have three healthy safeties on the depth chart. They signed Pennick in free agency after he was released, or his waivers, after he was waived by the New York Jets. You still got Dane Belton, but I don't know if he's going to be ready to go week one coming back from that broken collarbone. Would love to see him out there. I don't know if he's going to be able to go, but I'm excited to see him play when he finally does suit up. You can't talk about the Giants without talking about special teams. And we got Jamie Gillen at punter, Graham Gano at kicker, Casey Kreider at long snapper, and you got Gary Brightwell as your kickoff return specialist and Richie James as your punt returner. So we just went through all 53 players on the roster, put some names to some faces, see them at what spot they're going to play at in the full depth chart the Giants release. So I want you to grade the Giants roster right now for me in the comments section. How good is this ball club? Get out your red pen, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. The Giants, they also made a roster move this morning. C.J. Board, he was on the Giants practice squad, and now he no longer is. They have released him from their practice squad, and they have made it official. Marcus Johnson is now a part of this 16-man practice squad. Still no word on Sandro Platzgummer. I know he's a fan favorite. I love him as well, but I think he'll eventually latch on as the 17th guy due to that international player pathway program. Let's quickly go through the 16 guys on the practice squad. You got the UDFA, Austin Allen, Ryder Anderson, Marcus Johnson, just signed yesterday. The UDFA out of Florida State, Jashaun Corbin, Will Holden, Zion Gilbert, Max Garcia, and Wyatt Davis, the former third-round draft pick, to go along with the vet, Tony Jefferson. I think he gets elevated to the active 53. Maybe not week one, maybe week two. Then you got Henry Mondo, Fabian Morrow. He was signed yesterday. You also got Khalil Pimpleton from the Detroit Lions, the Hard Knocks legend. Quincy Roche, love me some Roche, glad he's back. Trenton Thompson, the legend, Davis Webb, and the outside linebacker, Chuck Wiley. Remember, we are going to be live on the channel this Sunday for a watch party. Be there. We'll be live at about 4 p.m. Eastern. Let's party. Be there. Don't not be there. Don't be that guy that's not going to be there. And give me a follow on Twitter at MarshallGreen_. If you follow me from today's show and you send me a DM or mention me, I'll follow you back.